Welcome back. My name is Ron and I'm here to get you some results. And today's result is about how to heal yourself, part 3. So, if you haven't seen the rest of the series yet, it's really important you take this in order. So go ahead and hit in how to heal yourself, part 1 and part 2, because it's really important not to take this out of order. So, if you like the stuff I'm creating, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. So, part 1, why are you doing this? You've hit rock bottom, and you've decided that you're gonna heal yourself, and you got your why you're gonna go through this process. Part 2, you need to rebuild the foundations. Much like a house, you need to pull that foundation, old one out, toss it, and start a new one, because if you don't, you built a new house on faulty foundation, you know what happens. That thing comes crashing back down again. So part 3, you got the whys, you've done the reprogramming, and now what? So in part 3, you're going to take action. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who don't like that word and don't even want to consider it, but you need to take physical action that's in line with your new image. That's really important, but it doesn't have to be as extreme as you might think. So after I emerged from my little hiatus of a couple months where I was reprogramming myself, and the whole world had changed internally, and the external was still very much like it was, because nothing had changed. I was still didn't take any action. My life was still much like it was a few months past. It's just the internal had changed. And so when I started to take action, it was small at first, and that's the key. You don't have to take action like you're this brand new person just reborn to the world. Just a little bit at a time. Build it up, momentum. If, for instance, a simple and even fun way to take action is consider who you now view yourself. For instance, if you now view yourself as kind of like a business type person, or someone like of high success and value, an easy way to take some action in line with that new image would be to, say, dress up in your Sunday's finest, and then just go walk around. That's as simple as it is. Just you know dress up because you want to, and because it's in line with your new image, and then just go walk around somewhere. And because it's about you taking physical action that's in line with the new image. That's the stuff that the ego mind is going to attach to when it references stuff. It references physical action, and when you say you dress up and start walking around, it's really about how you feel about it when you're doing this, and that's the attachment that is really going to make a big difference. So when you dress up, you look in yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm a pretty good looking guy, or pretty good, pretty girl, or whatever it is, and you walk around. It's like how you feel. You feel proud of yourself, and if not, maybe you need to put yourself in a more of a power pose. Really project that feeling you have about yourself outward, if even for 5 minutes. I mean, that doesn't really matter how long it is. Just maybe a few minutes a day. Maybe a few minutes, or 5 minutes, 10 minutes every couple of days. It could be that simple. If, start taking some action in the pursuit of what you want. Even if it's small. And that's the key. It's like it doesn't have to be huge. Even if you do a little bit, each day, it adds up to a huge pile before you know it. So instead of, I'll do that later. How about you do it now? Like right now. Spare 5 minutes just to do something with it. And that's what really made a huge difference for me after I got the reprogramming done, was to actually take physical action. And, and I'll just add another thing into it, because if you're pursuing some kind of goals and things aren't going the way you think they should be, remember, just apply a positive meaning to it. I came out, I had quit the job I had, and I had reemerged basically after reprogramming. I had no job, and savings were starting to come down, and it was getting a little bit alarming. So I went out and started looking for a job. But this time I wanted to push myself. I don't know why exactly, but I felt like I should. Maybe that's the internal stuff working. And I applied to a whole bunch of places, and most of them didn't call me back. And those that did, I went to some interviews, and one of them was a managerial position, which was a step up from what I've been doing before. And I know, like, the first interview I got no problems. Second interview I aced it. The third interview I knew I had some problems, like, immediately. Sometimes you just tell when people don't like you. And so by the time I left there, I was pretty sure that I probably wasn't going to get it. And but I was like, whatever. You latch on to something you can be grateful for, because that changes the way you feel about something. And I just told myself, hey, I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for pushing myself. It's a new thing. I was in front of a panel this time. That was a new experience for me. So it was, I just latched on. It's like when they, I got a call and said they weren't, decided to go a different route. I was just like, it wasn't a big surprise, but I was just like, okay, cool. I mean, whatever. I just kept going. And I mean, for a moment, maybe the egos like jumped in and be like, wow, man, see, you're not that worthy. But it was just like I dismissed that nonsense right away and be like, and latched onto something that I could be grateful for, because that's what's going to really make a huge difference. Physical action, and when things don't work out the way you plan, be grateful for something. You can always find something. Whether you're just grateful for experience, grateful for like going someplace new, grateful because it's such a beautiful day outside. It doesn't really matter as long as you can pick something and then you make that the focus and dismiss the rest of it. That was just a learning experience. And then, of course, I got a job later on, and I'm doing pretty well with it, and I'm expanding from there. So this is part 3. Part 3 is taking some physical action. And remember, it doesn't have to be extreme. It can just be one little thing. It could just be just a little bit here, a little bit there. If it's find it hard to come out of comfort zone, just take a little bit. Take some stuff that's kind of pushing it a little bit, but not. It doesn't have to be extremely out of your comfort zone. Even a little bit adds up to a lot. So, will be joining me on part 4 when I start talking about how to deal with lingering issues. All right, have a good one.